welcome back to Good Day State Line. Sarah is back from Dady Law, another round of Myth or Fact, the first of 2022, right?
That's exactly right. And we're going to start off the new year right, talking about immigrants and money.
Okay, that's an interesting topic. We haven't talked about money really yet.
Not a lot. No, we haven't.
All right, so I'm pretty sure the question will come on the screen. That's what we usually do. So that's what we're waiting for here. Question one, go ahead and read it.
All right, myth or fact? The government can seek reimbursement for cash public benefits a green card holder receives.
This doesn't sound like a good thing, so I'm going to go with fact.
It is a fact.
Okay, so explain this one.
Written into our law, so for someone to immigrate to the United States, they have to have a petitioner, a U.S. citizen, or a permanent resident family member, or an employer, right? And for every one of those applications, by law, they have to have a sponsor that signs a contract with the federal government that says if this immigrant goes on cash public benefits, the government can seek reimbursement from the sponsor.
Okay, what does cash public benefits mean?
Like food stamps.
Okay, that makes sense.
And interestingly, green card holders are not eligible for public benefits until they've been a permanent resident for at least 5 years, generally.
So that seems kind of like a circular way to hold somebody back?
No, it doesn't really hold them back, but a lot of people think immigrants come here just to go on public benefits.
Okay.
But the law is actually, they have a sponsor that the government can seek reimbursement from.
Okay.
So that's really not a valid argument that immigrants come here to go on public benefits.
Because they can't right away.
That's right.
That's what I just learned. Okay, let's learn something else. Myth and fact number 2.
Undocumented immigrants are not required to pay local, state, or federal taxes.
Okay, I think this is false. This is myth.
Exactly right. Okay. Do you know why it's a myth?
Because everyone who makes money has to pay
That's
taxes.
Right. The IRS does not care what your legal status is. If you have earned income in the United States, you have to report it to the IRS. The IRS has very helpfully created something called an individual taxpayer identification number for people who have earned income in the U.S. but who do not have a Social Security number. So these are called I-10 tax returns. So yes, it doesn't matter if you're here undocumented or your visa's expired or you're here lawfully. If you have earned income, you must pay your taxes.
So I think that's another thing that people assume incorrectly, right?
Correct.
Yeah, a lot of people think otherwise.
Yeah, if people, you know, as well as I do, if you don't pay your taxes, the IRS is going to come knocking. Yeah. And they don't care what your legal status is.
And we're about in that time. I think I got an email yesterday that was like, here's a form. I'm like, oh, gross.
Yeah, those W-2s have gone out.
Yeah, about that time. Okay, I think we have another one. Go ahead.
Okay, myth or fact, refugees to the United States receive government loans to pay for the cost of their travel.
Myth.
That is a fact.
Okay.
It is written into U.S. law that refugees, and these are people who are being resettled in the U.S. So their applications have already been processed, that they have a fear of persecution or have suffered persecution in their home countries. They've had their background checks, they've been cleared for resettlement. And if they're going to resettle in the U.S., they have to sign a loan document to pay for the cost of their travel to the U.S., which for the average person, refugee, it's about $1,200.
Okay.
And refugees, they resettle in the U.S. and then they do pay back the cost of their travel.
Okay, all right. Do we have another one? I think so. Do we have another one?
We have one more, I think.
Okay, I think, yeah, there's one more. Okay, go ahead.
There's always just constant information.
Always one more.
Okay, this one's not really so much about money.
Okay.
Myth or fact, immigrants to the U.S. are not required to provide proof of vaccinations.
True, fact.
That is false.
Oh.
All immigrants to the United States have to undergo a medical exam, including refugees. And included with that exam is they have to prove they've had all their vaccinations, and now beginning last October 1st, that includes COVID-19 vaccinations.
Really did learn a lot today.
Yeah.
A lot. So Sarah, if anyone wants to get in touch with you, how do we reach you?
You can reach me at DadyLawGroup.com or 815-520-0387.
All right, well, we'll see you soon. Coming up next, we are checking in with Dr. Kapoor from Transitions Hospice, and then we're making mocktail mules. That's hard to say. I'll have to say it like 4 more times.
Why couldn't I come in after that next segment?
You can stick around if you want with Q98.5 for Spirit Day. We'll be right back.